Hey guys, more people coming in.
Ask her if she can hear you.
All right.
What's up, Nick?
All right, I see lots of people's names. Let's see, I see Jackson.
What's up, Nick?
You said my name. Hi, Jace. What's up?
Can you hear me?
I can, yes, I can hear you. All right. So Jackson's here. Jace is here.
All right.
Let's see. Ariel, is that you?
Yeah.
Morning reading.
Okay.
I don't see Lucy yet. Sophie. Hello.
Hello.
Solly, I don't see her yet.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, hi.
Nope. Let me see. Zoe. Camden, I see you. I see your name. Josiah, Piper, Camilla.
Jackson.
I saw Jackson. All right, if there's anyone that I didn't say, that I don't see you.
What about Sophie? I don't see Sophie.
Zoe.
They're mine.
Those are fantastic glasses, Zoe. All right. Thank you guys for putting in your names on your screen so I can see you. Oh, let me get Tiffany in here.
Wait, Tiffany.
Okay. All right. We'll see you in a minute. Bye. You don't want to go eat,
Sophie, Camden.
Well, she's on the Zoom meeting. Oh, yeah. Thanks. Y'all have fun. Are you too hot? Oh, no.
All right. Hey, Lucy.
All right.
They're going.
Sorry.
Miss Tony,
Yes.
I'll get my notebooks tomorrow.
What? Say that again.
I like my mask on. I might go tomorrow to the school to get my notebooks.
Okay. Okay. All right. I think I have everyone down. All right. Jackson, Ariel, Jace, Lucy, Sophie, Tiffany, Zoe, Camden, Josiah, Piper, Camilla. If there's anyone else here and I didn't say your name, speak up. Wait,
Okay,
oh,
Jackson
Sully.
looks like he's about to die.
Hey, Sully. I missed you. There you go. All right. We have so much to cover. That's like the story of our year is, oh my gosh, we have so much to cover. Okay. We're going to talk today. We're going to do a little bit of number talks. We're going to talk some more
Why? Why are you measuring my
charts and
foot?
graphs and how you collect.
Ow! You're not flexible.
I need you to mute unless you're talking to me. And then we're going to start talking about our new standard factors and multiples. So I know, Sophie, your brother, he has a call in like 45 minutes, right? Does he have a call with, okay, with Miss Miller? So I'm gonna try to be respectful of that as much as I can.
This is at
Move
1:30.
quickly. All right, let me get, uh-oh, where'd you go? Gonna get this going so I can share my screen. There, it's going. I have. All right, it's not doing it. Hold on, I'm gonna stop sharing, try to get it connected. Works so good during reading. Okay, I'm gonna share something different. And then we'll come back to my camera. Okay, we're going to talk some more about the making sense of charts and graphs, okay? So this is really not helping me. All right. So I want you to think about, we talked about in my Tuesday, Thursday group about like questions that we could come up with to learn more. I think you were helping me come up with questions about that I could share or survey to learn more about my next year's 4th grade class, right? So I want you, we're gonna go over some of those questions. I want you to think about, we talked about if the questions will give us numerical data or categorical data, right? Someone who was a Tuesday, Thursday student, share with me what is categorical data and what is numerical data. I'll look for, who remembers what categorical data is and what numerical data is?
I'll be back in a second.
There's somebody waiting. So categorical data is data that gives you information about a category. Last week we talked about the example with the types of shoes, right? That is information about a category. Numerical data gives you information about numbers, right? How many? Hey, Grayson, sorry I left you waiting in the waiting room. So that's important. Also, there are 3 different ways that you can gather data, okay? You can gather data through observation, just looking, right? And that would be how in our last week's example, the teacher gathered information was she just observed, right, what kind of shoes people were wearing. Also, you can take a survey, right? So you can ask people questions about that you want to know the answer to, right? Or you can do an experiment, right? To find out the answer to questions, right? When there's different possible answers. It's important if you are formulating a question that there is more than one correct answer, right? So really, it's not necessary to take a survey on what time school begins, because there's only one answer. The late bell rings at a certain time. There's no real other options, right? So that's not really a great question to ask when we're talking about creating a graph or chart. But there are some good questions that we can ask. So give me just a second. I really hope my board starts working, because we are going to take some information down. Let's see. Come on now. Why is it not? Try something. I'll make it stop, and then I'm going to try again. This is what I want you to do. Here we go. This has to open so that, here we go. Okay. You guys can see my board now? Okay, so some of the questions that my Thursday, Friday groups came up with were, how many siblings do you have? And if we're asking a how many question, in the chat function, I want you to tell me, do you think that's categorical data or numerical data? Okay, so quickly in chat, tell me, am I getting categorical data or numerical data with the question, how many siblings do you have? Good. Got a few people answering. Okay, how many siblings do you have? So I've got some people saying categorical and some people saying numerical. So let's do this. Type in the chat answer the question. So type in the chat the answer to the question. Right? So you answer for you answering that question.
Many blanks or things?
How many siblings? Do you know what siblings are?
Yes. I wish I had a sibling. I wish I had a twin, an identical twin.
Jackson, me and you are basically like twins.
I know we like the same color, we like the same game. We used to have the same hair.
Yeah.
Right, I've got 10 responses. I think I've got more than 10 people on the call, but we're gonna move on very soon.
I'm trying to find how to send it. See, I'm on a computer. It's sort of hard.
You press enter.
There is no enter. Wait, it might be on my... Yeah, it is.
It's because he's on computer.
Yeah, I'm on computer.
Press return, that's the enter button.
I'm pressing enter. Nothing's happening.
Well, then you're just gonna have to look it up then.
All right, Grayson, how many siblings do you have?
5. If you're counting my grandmother, then 6.
Okay,
If you're counting
siblings are, Grayson, siblings
Brothers and
are brothers and sisters.
Oh, well, then I have 3. I mean 2. 2.
Lincoln. You
Yeah,
have Lincoln
Lincoln.
and an older brother.
Lincoln and Colton. Colton's letting me use his tablet right now.
All right,
I mean computer.
Grayson, stick with me. So if we have the information, oh, and I wrote it down here, right? I wrote down and recorded your responses, okay? So what type of data is this? What's written down on my whiteboard? Somebody raise your hand and tell me. Grayson.
People's number, people's brothers and sisters, how many they have.
How many? So what is actually written on this board? What did I write when I recorded the answers to the question? What did I write on the board? Ariel, is your hand up? No. All right, Lucy, what did I write on the board?
You wrote the number of how many.
I wrote the numbers. So this is telling us, since I wrote down numbers, the answer to that question is going to give us numerical data. There's numbers involved, right? If I ask you, let me see. What is your favorite food? Right? So type in the comments, what's your favorite food to eat?
That's gonna text me.
So as you're looking at the comments and you're typing your comment in, I want you to think, well, what kind of answers are coming in? What is your favorite food?
Does desserts count?
Food is what you eat.
Okay.
So,
Dessert is way different than food.
that might be another question. Tiffany gave me an emoji of French fries. I do like a potato, especially when they're fried, right? So I want you to look and see. Yes, Camilla, I know, tamales. You always are talking about them. All food, okay? So the answers to these questions, right? Are they numbers? Or could we put them into categories?
Categories.
Categories. This is going to be categorical data. Okay. If we built a chart or a graph with this information, right, we would be putting them into categories. All right. All right. Thank you for the chats. Now, let's talk about how did we gather the information with these two questions, right? How did we go about getting the information to answer the two questions that I ask? Right? Did we observe? Did we take a survey, right? A survey is when you ask a question of people, or did we do an experiment? What do you, Grayson, are you raising your hand?
No. I was dabbing.
So what do we
That's
think?
what I was working on.
Piper, did we do observation, use observation to get answers to the two questions?
Yes.
So an observation would mean that we came to each person's house and we counted, observed all your siblings ourselves to record the information. Did we do that? Nope. Did I ask a question and you responded with an answer? Yeah, that's a survey. When you ask a question and someone responds to the question, you're taking a survey, okay? An experiment would be, counting how many jumping jacks you can do in a minute, right? If every person timed themselves and counted their jumping jacks, and then we graphed that information, then we would be doing an experiment, right? We may do that when you're at school next week.
That's a
Grayson,
while.
Yeah,
Grayson, your hands up. What do you need?
that was my foot.
Okay. So now that we have our information, we're going to look at our numbers here. Okay. I'm going to erase this part. Okay. And we're going to talk about a frequency table, because sometimes when you have a lot of information, it's hard to sort of make sense of it. But a frequency table, right, helps us before we create a graph, okay? So if I say here, this is our number of siblings, right? How many zeros can you count in the numbers that I recorded for how many people have 0 siblings? Put your fingers up. Show me in the screen. How many zeros of this list of numbers, the data that I wrote down, how many zeros do you count? Right? There's 1 here and there's 1 here, right? And I'm just going to make I'm going to make tally marks because they're easier, and I'm going to erase these zeros. Okay? My next number is 1. How many 1s do you count in our data collection? How many 1s? Show me in the screen. Thank you, Sophie. Thank you, Ariel, Tiffany. Good, I see. So there's 1, 2 1s. So I'm going to use my tally marks up here to record my 2 1s. Right? What about 2? How many people have 2 siblings? Show me with your fingers how many people have 2 siblings based on our data. Good. Good, Sully, thank you. Piper, I can't see your hands. How many people have 2 siblings if you count the 2s? Thank you. That's right. 3. I need a new. Whew. My pretty purple marker is not helping me out.
3.
All right, I have 3. Much better. All right. All right. What about 3 siblings? How many people have 3 siblings? Yep. 1 person has 3 siblings. How many people have 4 siblings?
2.
Counting our data. Yep. And how many people have 5 siblings? 1, right? So now we have, this is 2.
How much time left do we have our Zoom meeting?
We have quite a bit yet to cover.
Okay.
So this is our data collection, okay? So if we are gonna make a graph or a chart with our information about our number of siblings, we are going to create, I want you to look and see, what do you notice about the numbers, the answers over here, right? Are they, all of those numbers, even or odd numbers? Right? Give me a thumbs up if they're even numbers. Give me a thumbs down if they're all odd numbers. Go like this if they're both, right? There's a combination. Yes, an even and an odd. They're both, right? And they're
What odds 3
together, right? So our chart or graph is probably going to be in increments of 1. Okay? Who can remember what I said this line is called when we make a chart or a graph? Who remembers? Ariel.
The Y?
Yes, Y to the sky. So this is our y-axis and this is our x-axis, right? So if we put the number of siblings people have, right? We put the number of siblings along the y-axis, right? And then we can say, so these are the number of siblings. These are the people, our classmates, right? So let's see. Uh-oh. See what I did? I didn't start at 0. Mrs. Honig made a mistake. We've got to start our number at 0. Okay, so
Miss Big.
this is siblings, right? So I've got uh-oh. 2 people with 0 siblings. 2 people, uh-oh. 2 people with 1 sibling. I've got 3 people with 2 siblings. 1 person with 3 siblings. 4 people with 2 siblings and 1 person with 5 siblings, right? That is not a very neat bar graph, but it gives us the information that we're looking for, okay? So based on my bar graph, what's the most common number of siblings based on our class survey? Grayson. we go. What's the most common number of siblings? Right, we're gonna look for the highest bar graph, right? 3, right? Good job.
Oh, is that more?
All right. Whew. We are going to be practicing experiments to gather data. And in your Canvas, there is a video about how to do a scaled bar graph that's really helpful, right? We looked at that yesterday. So Thursday, Friday, kids, it's really helpful of questions to ask yourself when you are creating a scaled bar graph, okay? I want to switch and have you do some mental math with number talks really quickly. And I don't know, we may run out of time for
Zoom?
for factors and multiples. So
Oh.
we have to get to that next week. All right, so number talks. We started practicing, at least in one group, on decomposing numbers, which means maybe breaking one number apart into something that would add to 10 more easily. Okay, so if I said 8 plus 12, I want you to use your hand symbols to show me that you are thinking, that you have a strategy or an answer. All right. I think I lost some people.
12, 13, 14.
Okay, so Ariel, tell me what your strategy was. Walk me through it. I'm going to jot it down so everyone can see.
Well, I just did the same. I just added 8 plus 12.
Okay, so you just counted on like 8 and 12 more,
Mm-hmm.
and you got what?
I got 20.
Okay. Did anyone use a different strategy? Piper. Oh, you're muted.
I added 8 and I made the 12 a 10.
Okay, so you took 2 from the 12. So you said 8 plus 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it equals 18.
Okay.
Then I did 18 plus 2.
Okay.
And it equals 20.
Good. Did anyone else do a different strategy? Right? So I had a student once say, well, I know 8 and then 2 from the 12 is 10. And then I'm going to add 10 more because when I took 2 from the 10, that left me 10, and 10 plus 10 is 20, right? So very similar to what Piper described, just a slightly different twist on it, okay? All right, here we go. Here's another one. Right, mental math, 10 plus 23. Camden, are you with me? Okay. Ooh, Lucy's showing me with her fingers, she's got 2 strategies. I see a thumbs up from Ariel and Grayson. Oh, another one. All right, let's see. Camden, can you tell me a strategy?
Told them. What I'm gonna be?
Camden, can you tell me a strategy or no?
Slowly. Yeah.
Who's talking?
Me.
Voldemort.
Okay.
I'm doing the go.
Okay. Let's see. Camilla, can you give me a strategy? No.
Yeah, we know, Lucy.
What's your strategy?
My strategy is I have two of them.
Okay, give me one.
You take the 3 from, you take 10 plus 3 from the 20. That makes
Okay.
13. And then you add 13 plus 20. It equals 33. I said 33. Yeah, you did it right. I thought you put 20.
I did, but I was adding 20, and you're right. You got 33. Okay, so another strategy from someone else. Let me think. Lucy, what was your strategy?
Me?
Yes.
You could do 10 plus 20, and then that equals 30, and then you just need to add 3.
And that
Yeah.
equals 33. Okay, good job. We may do like one more.
Is my eyes black or brown?
All right, I'm looking for people who are willing to share out. I don't want to put you on the spot on a Zoom call, but I do want you to participate if you are comfortable talking to me on the phone, on the Zoom call, okay? So show me, right? A thumbs up if you have a strategy for 7 plus 13. Let me see. Tiffany's working hard. I can see her. Jace, do you have an idea you want to share? Will you share with me? No? Camilla's thinking. She's showing me that. Tiffany, what was your strategy?
I added 7 plus 3, and I got 10.
Okay.
I added 10 plus 1, I got 11.
Okay, so if you took the 3 here and added it to the 7, then what would be left? 10 minus 3, because remember this 1 is a 10. 10 and 3 ones. So if this 1 is left, what would the number be? If you took 3 away from 13.
$10?
Yes. So it's 10 plus 10 equals what?
11. 20.
20, that's right. Right? So you have to remember this 1 here is a 1 group of 10, right? So you're adding the group of 10 here. All right, does someone else have a different strategy? Let me see. Piper, what's your strategy?
I added 7 plus 10.
7 plus 10, okay.
It equals 17.
Okay,
17 plus 3 equals 20.
okay, good. Another good strategy. All right, so remember, number talks is when we're practicing mental math, right? We're thinking of ways, tricks and shortcuts that we can move numbers around to make them a little bit easier to add in our heads, right? Or subtract or multiply, right? Right now we're practicing addition, but we're on those strategies, and then we'll be moving on to some other other math functions.
Where's the
Okay? All right. I'm going to switch screens really quickly, and I know I am running short on time, but I want you to just get a quick introduction. Where did it go? Okay. I want you to get a quick introduction into multiples and factors. So let me see if I can do this.
That's a weird mask, Sophie.
Okay, so look, we will be continuing to practice our addition and subtraction, right? Our multi-digit addition and subtraction. We'll be continuing to work on our charts and graphs. I know you've got some homework with charts and graphs. If you are learning virtually and you have questions about that, please reach out and we will, during office hours, or if you can't Zoom during my office hours, send me a message and let me know so that we can do it another time, right? I know we're moving fast through content and we're going to keep practicing stuff, but we got to keep moving forward. Okay, so why would this? Okay, so I want to talk to you about factors and multiples, right? So basically, a factor is just one of the numbers, or the two numbers that are multiplied together to get the answer or the product. Okay, so on the screen you see the slide, one factor multiplied by another factor equals the product. Lucy, do you have a question?
Is my hand up?
Yeah, I took it down though. I didn't want to ignore you if you had a question. Okay, so when I use the vocabulary word factor, we're just talking about the numbers that are multiplied together to get you an answer, okay? The product is the answer to a multiplication problem, right? So I don't want you to be confused by those math words, right? Because you know, right? If you say 2 times 3, right? You're multiplying, you know, you're adding 2 groups of 3 or 3 groups of 2. Those are the factors, okay? All right, so when you will be asked, right, and it's going to help you in division, knowing the factors of numbers. So when you are asked to find the factors, what you're really being asked to do is think of all the numbers, right, the pairs that you can multiply together to get a certain answer, okay? So we said in the last slide, 2 times 3 equals 6. Well, you can also multiply 1 times 6 equals 6, right? So that list of numbers, 1, 2, 3, and 6 are all factors, right? If you multiply 1 times 6, you get 6. If you multiply 2 times 3, you get 6, right? That's all that factors are. The two numbers that you multiply together to get a certain answer or the product. Okay? A prime number is just a number that only has 2 factors. There are some numbers you can only multiply 1 and that number to get, and that's the only factors it has, right? If you think about the number 7, okay? Can you just think in your head, are there any factors besides 1 times 7? Any numbers that you can multiply together to get the answer of 7? if I try 2 and I skip count 2, 4, 6, 8, I never stop at 7, right? I can say 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8, but I never get the answer 7, right? If I say 3, 3, 6, 9, okay, well, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, but I never stop at 7. Lucy.
You could do 3.5 plus 3.5.
3.5 times 2. If we are, when we talk about factors, we're right now in 4th grade, we're talking about whole numbers. So that is outside of the box thinking, Lucy, if we were going to use decimals. But in 4th grade, when we're talking about factors, we're only using whole numbers. Who remembers what I said a whole number was? Let me see. All right, Lucy, what's a whole number?
A number that can be split evenly in 2 parts.
That is an even number. A whole number is anything from, it's a positive number, so no negative numbers, no numbers to the left of the 0 on a number line, and no decimals or fractions, right? So we know that if I have a cookie, one cookie, and I separate it into 2 parts, then I would get half of the cookie, and right, my daughter might get the other half of the cookie, but those are fraction parts. Okay, so whole numbers, we're not talking, it's 0, starting at 0, all the way up to infinity, but without any fractions or decimals.
Hey guys,
Okay.
they're working on the fire alarm right now, so if it goes off, just sit tight. You don't have to leave the building. They're just working on it.
Oh, you may have a fire alarm here in just a second. Oh, they gave us the example of 1 times 7. So there's no other numbers that multiply together to equal 7. So a prime number is, prime numbers only have 2 factors, 1 and the number. I want you to look at this hint, uh-oh, it went away, of how to remember, because a prime number only has 2 factors. A composite number has more than 2 factors, okay? A composite number has more than 2 factors. This is a really good clue and trick to remember the difference, right? A prime number just has 1 and me, right? 1 and me. We will be putting that in our math journals if you do not already have it in your math journal. It looks like some of you might be taking notes, but we will add it to our math journal next week to help you remember.
I almost dropped my brother's computer.
All right, Sophie, I know your brother needs to get on his call. So I'm literally going to say, I'm going to leave it at that with prime numbers, and we're going to let him have the iPad to get on his call, okay? All right. Y'all have questions? We're going to keep working on charts and graphs. Grayson, what's your question?
What time's lunch? When's lunch?
That's up to mom and dad, or grandma, grandpa, or whatever adult you're with on this virtual learning day. My lunch is going to be
breakfast.
right after this.
I'm bald.
My lunch is going to be right after this. Any other questions about any work that you need to do? Oh, look at you, Tiffany. Hi, sweet. Is that brother?
Right back.
Oh my goodness.
Have y'all seen my baby brother?
Don't cause any fussiness with baby brothers or sisters.
I learned that the hard way.
I was going to tell you something. No other questions, huh? Tiffany, did you try, are you still getting that error message with iReady?
Which one?
You know, when you were here and we were trying to get on iReady for you to finish your diagnostic,
Yes. I've been.
are you still getting that message?
Miss H.
I need, go ahead.
Is this gonna be on YouTube for the people that hasn't joined?
Yes. It takes a little bit because of how Zoom is. It's automatically recording to the Zoom cloud, but I will get it downloaded and send out a note when it's available so you guys can watch it again, okay?
I think Jackson left the Zoom because he was sleepy.
Yeah, Jackson left the call.
All right. I can track that stuff. So as long as you guys were paying attention, working hard, we will practice this next week. If you are with me tomorrow and Friday, I'm looking forward to seeing you. If you don't come back until next Monday, please work hard on your virtual work. It's important that you keep practicing even when you're home, right? All right, Tiffany, hang tight for me for just a second. And everybody else, you can drop off unless you have questions for me.
Ariel,
Bye.
look how fast my hand moves.
Oh yeah, Grayson, just send me up your username.
Bye,
Okay, I'll
Tiffany.
write it down. I'll write it down later.
I have a
Later.
hoverboard. Bye.
Happy hoverboard. Bye.
Bye, Camden. Glad to see your face. Tiffany, can you get onto iReady from your iPad?
Peace out, Boy Scouts.
Which one? This iPad.
What?
Miss Honey,
Yes.
I got in.
You got into iReady?
I'm still getting in.
Okay. I need you to try to finish your diagnostic today, okay?
Okay.
All right. See you. Work hard. Bye.
Bye.
Jace, do you need something? Jace, do you need anything? You good? Okay. All right, I'll see you later. See you tomorrow.